So, folks, we have to talk about the fact that Donald Trump has gone insane. His brain leaking out of his ears, his mouth frothing, his posting fingers bloodied. He is just full on taking any kind of vague suggestion and turning it into policy in the worst possible way. And I think we all need to talk about the fact that over the weekend, seemingly out of nowhere, Donald Trump decided to say that if Democrats don't capitulate on the on funding DHS and ICE, that he will put ICE into the United States airports. And this is how he chose to announce that. Again, running this by no one. This came as a surprise to every agency involved. If the radical left Democrats don't immediately sign an agreement to let our country, in particular our airports, be free and safe again, I will move our brilliant and patriotic ICE agents to airports where they will do security like no one has ever seen before, including the immediate arrest of all illegal immigrants who have come into our country, with heavy emphasis on those from Somalia who have totally destroyed, with the approval of a corrupt governor, attorney general, and Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, the once great state of Minnesota. I look forward to seeing ICE in action at our airports. Make America great again. So, yeah, he just posted this at 11:34 a.m. On a Saturday, on a whim, taking everyone by surprise. Now, it is worth noting, because apparently mainstream media has just opted to not focus on the fact that this guy is a virulent racist, but, like, he's specifically saying ICE agents are going to be harassing people from Somalia. But, like one, I'm pretty sure undocumented immigrants, have trouble flying in this country, number one. But number two, if you're flying and you're here in America and you're from Somalia, you are legally here if you are in the airport system. It seems he's harassing Americans. Yes, that's exactly what's happening. But, like, what is happening here is he's just sending the ICE agents to harass people in airports, which, one, is incredibly bad and is going to lead to all kinds of racial profiling. It is going to lead to problems it already has, and it only started today, right? And number two, who on earth is going to want to come and travel to the United States when it is publicly known that the ICE Gestapo is going through our airports and just harassing anyone that they think looks suspicious or is talking with an accent? Who wants to go to a country where Kavanaugh stops are illegal and they're detaining people from other countries? No one wants to come here. This is going to kill tourism. Okay? But additionally, the fact that he's just straight up saying, like, oh, people from Somalia, they destroyed Minnesota. I live in Minnesota. Minnesota's doing fine. It's still here. Like, life is here. It's great. Vegas tourism is cooked. Tourism everywhere in America is cooked right now. Okay? But also, like, what is going on right now is just bizarre. Here's Tom Homan.
Well, we're showing live pictures there as you were speaking in Atlanta at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport there, because it's just one of many spots with these bottlenecks. You mentioned sending in ICE. The president a short time ago on Truth Social said on Monday, so tomorrow, ICE will be going to airports to help our wonderful TSA agents who stayed on the job. He goes on and he ends it. He says they're going to do a fantastic job. And he says the great Tom Homan is in charge. Triple exclamation point. He's clearly been a fan of yours for a long time, but certainly in recent weeks. Can you tell us anything about how this would work with ICE showing up at the airports?
Well, we're finalizing plans today, but, you know, there's a lot of things that TSA does. It doesn't require, like, specialized training, right? Like, you have exit lanes where people leave the airport. Now people try to enter those exit lanes. That's a security breach. Well, an ICE agent can maintain those exits, and that allows a TSA officer to go back to screening to move people through quicker. ICE can check identification before people enter the screening area, right? And we're trying to release TSA.
Oh, they can check your identification before entering the screening area, where you present identification. Ha ha, cool. Yeah. I just want to point out here that all these people could be screened, could just be pulled aside by ICE. That's like one of the big threats here, which is in airports, you have people queuing up to get their baggage on the offloading of planes, and you have people queuing up to go through TSA lines, which means ICE agents can just like stroll around and pull out whoever they think looks or is talking suspicious. And this is all going to be incredibly visible and incredibly traumatizing for basically everyone involved. And I gotta say, this is horrible. This is horrible for the people involved. But I will also say that this is going to be something that people who have been largely isolated by their wealth in terms of middle class or even very rich, who often travel or going on vacation, etc. This is going to be something where the Trump administration is putting their stamp on this. This is very visible and is going to catalyze hatred towards the Trump administration, right? All of these isolated enclaves of wealth, anyone who is, even remotely still pro-ICE or pro-DHS is going to be turned against it by these actions. Anyone who thought, oh, it won't happen to me, I live in a mostly white area of the country, you're going to start seeing these guys. And it's going to start affecting you. No one is going to be outside of this zone of effect, except maybe like billionaires. And so this is a terrible idea, even from Trump's perspective. And the question kind of becomes, and I want you to mull this over in the remaining 50 seconds of this clip, where did he get this idea?
Resources to get to positions that they really need expertise in, like the X-ray screening. So we're going to be a force multiplier. Now, I made it clear that I did an earlier interview. They said, well, ICE isn't trained on X-rays, and look at X-rays, see if there's is something dangerous, not luggage. Well, no kidding, and we're not going to be doing that. We're going to relieve TSA and augment TSA where we are trained in security and be able to do that. And that hopefully will move the lines quicker. But the president's made it clear. He's not going to let America be held hostage anymore. We're going to try to move those lines quicker, give TSA support. They're our brothers and sisters on the DHS. And we simply need to get these officers paid. But until then, the president came up with a great idea. Let's send additional resources to the airports to support the American people and support the men and women with TSA who are not getting paid but showing up for work every day.
Well, and meanwhile, we're showing.
And I do want to say the fact that Tom Homan just got told this less than 24 hours before this interview happened, right? And his best argument is as to why ICE would be sent there is it's going to speed up. I can't even do Tom Homan's voice. Like a dog with a mouthful of peanut butter. It's going to speed up the TSA line, bro. He's just, it's going to make TSA faster. In what universe has adding cops to any situation made lines go faster? That's crazy. That is crazy, dog. But here is where Donald Trump got this idea. Okay? Apparently, on Fox News, there's a show called The Clay and Buck Show. And a caller called in to this show named Linda, who said, quote, "I think I have a solution to the TSA problem. We need to bring in ICE agents." And the host of the show, Clay Travis, said, "Linda, I have to say that's kind of a brilliant idea." Clay Travis is the founder of Outkick. which is, if you guys follow Conservative Slop, the conservative sports channel or conservative sports news outlet, right? And apparently Travis that night sent it over to another Fox
Trump's
host.
admin just shooting itself in the asterisk every day for no reason.
I know what will show you we mean business. Pow, 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 pow. Like just shooting in the dick over and over and over again. Absolutely true. So Clay Travis relayed this idea to Charlie Hurt, who is another Fox News host. And after that happened, Donald Trump truthed out the idea via Truth Social. So clearly at some point, either Donald Trump watched Linda call into that show, float that idea, and Clay Travis said it was great, or either maybe Clay Travis or Charlie Hurt called up the president and suggested it. But either way, Clay Travis takes credit for it, saying, quote, "I'm happy to have helped people's TSA lines. Hopefully they'll be shorter on Monday, but Linda's the genius here." We are so far down the avenue of cooked. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I just have to say, guys, how is all of this going right now? And why is this happening? Well, Democrats did not fund DHS after Donald Trump issued his ultimatum, which, worth noting, same period of time during which he issued an ultimatum to Iran and saying, oh, we have 48 hours to change, otherwise we'll bomb your civilian infrastructure, right? We'll start bombing your power plants, the largest one first. A war crime. And he issued a similar ultimatum over ICE going to airports to Democrats. And it has since come out that apparently Donald Trump actually rejected a bipartisan proposal to fund DHS. Learn a little bit more about that from PBS here.
The new deployment of ICE agents to airports comes as the partial DHS shutdown nears the 40-day mark. The president nixed one potential solution over the weekend that would have funded some agencies, including TSA. Our congressional correspondent, Lisa Desjardins, is here with more on the negotiations to fully reopen the government. So, Lisa, we'll...
Yeah, but Dems tried to get TSA funding many, many times, and Republicans blocked it. Yeah, the difference was Trump blocked it this time. It had Republican support, this agreement.
Start there. What's the latest?
All right. If you remember nothing else from this report, and I know our viewers remember everything.
We certainly do.
Remember these three things. Number one, the president just made this more complicated. Number two, the chances of ending this DHS shutdown this week have now become slimmer.
Really?
But number three, everything can change quickly.
Okay. So say more about that. How?
Right. Okay, so let's talk about these dynamics that made it more complicated. First of all, I'm going to recap what has become a very chaotic weather system. Let me look at this a little bit more clearly here. President Trump last night posted on Truth Social in his account. He wrote that, "I don't think we should make any deals with Democrats." He wants that election ID law, the Save America Act, to pass first. That's what he's prioritizing here. And he said Republicans should stay in Washington, all of Congress should, through the Easter recess. Now, with that, what he's doing is he's making things more complicated, not for Democrats, but for Republicans who don't have the votes for the SAVE Act. Now, yesterday...
Yeah, also worth noting, he's telling Republicans, do not adjourn for the Easter break. Keep Congress in session and push through the Save America Act. Because again... Donald Trump wants the Save America Act to be passed.
Trump is like a double-edged sword or a wrecking ball they can't control, and now we're all cooked.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And like, the thing is, Republicans simply do not have the votes to pass the Save America Act. It is dead in the water. Unless Republicans nuke the filibuster, which they are not going to do. Because what party overwhelmingly uses the filibuster? It's not Democrats. It's Republicans. And as Republicans keep getting closer and closer to 2028 and even 2026, they're realizing Trump's not going to be in power forever. And we're going to need to use this if we want to stop Democrats from actually passing legislation. And so this is all going to come to a horrible conclusion for Donald Trump, which is he's not going to be able to get this passed. No matter what bluster he has, it is not going to get passed. Short of like Democrats completely flipping on it, but there's no reason for them to do that. And yeah, it's like he's putting them between a rock and a hard place, but like they can't go in the direction that he wants them to go. I can't even fathom a positive conclusion anyways. I mean, that is kind of where we're at. Like, everything's bad right now, but like at the very least, Trump is not going to be able to get what he wants here.
Sources familiar told me that Senate Republicans raised the idea of funding all of DHS except for ICE. White House staffers briefed the president, and he personally rejected that idea in a phone call with Senate Majority Leader John Thune. Meanwhile, what about Democrats? Well, last week, moderate Democrats were talking with Tom Homan from DHS about trying to find a deal. But instead now, they are more united in trying to get more from the administration, and those talks from Democrats are in limbo. So President Trump said today, trying to blame Democrats for where we are, that Democrats insisted that they want a deal. But Democrats say there was no such phone call at all, and they don't know what the president's talking about.
Huh. Donald Trump lying about negotiations taking place? Why, I never. Hey, weirdly enough, that sounds exactly about what he's doing with Iran. It's so weird. He's doing both plays at the same time from the same playbook.
So how are the TSA lines, the airport safety issues that we reported on earlier, how is that affecting these talks?
Right. I have to say from talking to sources in both parties that in a counterintuitive way, I think that these lines are actually making it more difficult to reach a solution right now. Let me explain why. Democratic sources see the polling, including from Quinnipiac, that shows more Americans blame Republicans for what's happening at our airports than blame Democrats. Usually, the party that starts the shutdown, in this case, Democrats sparked it, gets the blame. But Democrats are saying, hey, we'll fund TSA. And they're blaming Republicans for this. Meanwhile, President Trump is seeing the solution as sending ICE agents.
Moderate Democrats. Same chicken shit ones who are diet GOP.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that. Don't you worry, Sake Tanuki. And thank you for the 5 Tier 1 subs. Very much appreciated.
To airports, not in compromising with Democrats. So that also is making it harder to reach that kind of compromise.
So what should we watch for now?
There's a lot to watch for. First of all, the question is, does Congress stay in town this weekend or not? They are leaving supposedly for a 2-week recess. You and I both know nothing motivates Congress more than a kind of Easter recess. But
it's true. She is correct about that. Nothing motivates Congress quite as much as being able to go home and not do their job. It's like the one thing they live for.
This chaotic weather system, that really has become just kind of like a fragment blowing around in the wind. We'll see what happens in the next few days. The other pressure points will be TSA workers. Hundreds of thousands of workers will miss perhaps a month of paycheck by the end of this week. So we'll see if there's more stories about that. Now, also, Trump, how much is he pushing for the SAVE Act? How much does he keep that up? In all, remember those 3 points I said?
Right.
Number one, they're still true. This has become more complicated. It has become more uphill ending this shutdown, but it's day by day. It could change quickly.
Lisa Desjardins, tracking it all. I don't know how you do it. Thank you.
I like Lisa. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at, right? And one of the things that I found absolutely infuriating today, which is I think maybe more clearly explained here in this short Fox News clip, and we'll talk more about Democrats after this.
Senator Cruz and I came up with a plan. We said, look, it's a 2-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that, Senator Thune submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no deals with the Democrats. So we're back to square one.
So basically, what Joe Kennedy is saying is that he, a Republican, and Ted Cruz, also a Republican, got together and came up with a plan to basically give moderate Dems, i.e. Chuck Schumer, exactly the kind of thing that Chuck Schumer loves, which is effectively a symbolic
I've
win.
met Jeff Bennett. I just wish the media was more confrontational.
I don't know who that is. The issue is, basically, this deal that Ted Cruz and John Kennedy put together would effectively fund everything except for ICE. They need the Democrat votes for that. But then, afterwards, in a reconciliation bill, Republicans only need a simple majority, 51 votes, in order to pass new funding. So the plan was, we give Democrats a symbolic victory, and then we fully fund ICE after the fact. Where's Waldo? Thank you for the $5 Canadian. And the issue with this is that it would also mean that Democrats wouldn't get anything. Like, whether it comes to forcing ICE to unmask, banning them from wearing masks, whether it would be forcing them to get judicial warrants, etc. Like, it's basically the kind of move that Chuck Schumer has wet dreams about, where, Democrats do nothing but look like they're maybe getting something. And this would have been a huge, colossal loss. So in a way, Donald Trump actually helped Democrats dodge a bullet by saying, no, we're not going to have any deal with Democrats to fund DHS, which they need to deal with Democrats in order to fund DHS. Like his brain is so gone, guys, that he got basically everything he wanted, but he said no because Democrats were in on the deal, which I can only attribute to the fact that his brain is gone, and suddenly, no longer is Chuck Schumer aroused.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
But already, it's been one day, and we're already seeing ICE agents, going out there and speeding up these TSA lines. Here they are hard at work. Good job. Look at them speeding up those TSA lines in the food court. Doing the hard work, I see. Let's see, how else are they being effectively deployed out there? So they're, on the one hand, just casually strutting around.
You really need the Joe Kennedy. I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth clip on the soundboard.
I do already have a Joe Kennedy clip.
The next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead.
Or John Kennedy.
What's your name? Show the badge. Where's a badge?
Where's your badge?
Can someone call 911? Where's your badge? Can I see? Let me see your badge.
Okay.
No, can I see your badge? I don't know if that's legitimate. Can I see your badge number, sir? What is your name? What is your name? Where's your badge number? I'm asking for your badge number, sir. What is your badge number? What is your badge number? We need to see your badge number. Show your badge number. Show us the badge. This is an illegal arrest. Show the badge number.
It's okay. We'll wait.
I need to see your badge number.
Step back.
I don't know who you are. You could be someone kidnapping her.
Okay, we should call the police. Call the police.
What's your name?
Super cool. Making our country safe against that mom traveling with her child. Like, again, everyone is gonna see this. Everyone. Like, their whole entire fucking thing is just has been, oh, well, we're gonna go to rural areas of the country because, hey, we don't want people to see us and organize against us. And Donald Trump's big plan here is, no. Let's send ICE into some of the densest trafficked areas of the country so that everyone can see exactly what is happening. Like, this is genuinely exactly the kind of thing that ICE moved away from doing in Minneapolis, specifically because people in Minneapolis started getting too organized, and it brought too much smoke for ICE to handle. And, like, this is going to catalyze so much more resistance against the administration. Yeah, okay. Here we go.
You'd think they'd be anti-ICE with all the climate change acceleration they've been pushing in Congress.
Right? So basically, here's a video from another angle here.
What are you doing? Leave her alone! What the hell are you doing?
I hope you're so fucking proud of yourselves, you fucking assholes. You're on video now, too. Yeah. Shame on you. You fucking un-American pieces of shit. Fuck you.
Also, worth noting that, like, for whatever reason, they've decided they don't want to mask up in airports. It's really strange, isn't it? Like, oh, no. We're going to mask up if we go out onto your streets. But we're not going to mask up at the airport. And, well, it just so happens that, hey, everyone in the airport has cameras, and they're going to know exactly who the fuck you are. They're going to know who the fuck you are. Like, apparently the story with this is that this mom was traveling with her kid and didn't have, like, enough proof of citizenship on her for these ICE agents who, again, they're apparently empowered to just pull you aside and interrogate whether or not you are a U.S. citizen, right? And if you do not have sufficient documentation, they can detain you, which, you know, gives you reason to pause if you are someone who doesn't just carry citizenship documents on you. And I want to remind you guys, citizenship documents, like driver's license, is not sufficient. You know, you have to have, like, actual, like, birth certificate on you, right? She had a real ID if she was in the airport. Yeah, or like a passport or something, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? And, like, they don't count real ID as citizenship. They don't count real ID as citizenship. I can tell you that from being in Minnesota. Also, I can tell you from being in Minnesota, they don't care if you have a passport. They don't give a fuck. They'll just say, oh, we didn't see it, and leave it behind. They weaponize their incompetence. And so, you know, they found people, like, with citizenship documents in their car that ICE have, like, pulled over and, like, detained, and, like, it's awful. It's just awful. They do not care if you're a citizen. I cannot stress enough from being in Minneapolis. They do not care if you're a citizen. They get paid the more people they bring in.
As a reminder, fully legal U.S. citizens have been arrested, tortured, and deported.
And they don't care if any of this is legal. Exactly. They don't. And I just wanted to say, like, Donald Trump,
Mr. President.
Donald Trump today, on as this day has like taken off and like gone full tilt when it comes to DHS, it has just been absolutely off the wall bonkers. And I wanted you all to take a look at this clip just to let you know that like his brain is leaking out of his ears.
Mr. President, Iran's foreign ministry says you're not telling the truth when it comes to productive conversations to end the war.
Well, they're going to have to get themselves better public relations people. We have had very, very strong talks. We'll see where they lead. We have major points of agreement. I would say almost all points of agreement. Perhaps that hasn't been conveyed. The communication, as you know, has been blown to pieces. They're unable to talk to each other. But we've had very strong talks. Mr. Witkoff and Mr. Kushner had them.
By the way, to give additional context to this statement, apparently Donald Trump, Witkoff and Kushner sent unsolicited messages to the Iranian government that were not responded to, and that's why he's calling it very strong talks. It's shouting at a fucking brick wall. That's not a talk.
They went, I would say, perfectly.
Kushner is what in the government? Kushner has no official position in the U.S. government, which makes his inclusion here absolutely insane.
Say that if they carry through.
How dare you not hand it to Tucker? I'm sure he's changed. He's going after Israel. That alone equals good. Cenk said so, and he has an excellent track record falling for fascist liars. Don't look any deeper.
I won't. I trust Cenk.
Live from the Poly Market Studio in LA.
With that, it'll end that problem, that conflict, and I think it'll end it very, very substantially. We have very much in mind our partners in the Middle East. We've had great relationships with a lot of them, as you know. A lot of them were surprisingly hit, and I was surprised to see it, and so was everyone else. But we have, they're very much in mind in the discussions. So the discussions took place yesterday.
As you, it's small, but it does so much to build his lies. I hate this, as you know.
Yeah, I know.
They went into yesterday evening. They want very much to make a deal. We'd like to make a deal too. We're going to get to
I do want to say it is very obvious that no talks took place, and he's saying they very much want to make a deal. We very much want to make a deal too. That's the only part of this that is true.
Together today by probably phone, because it's very hard to find a country. It's very hard for them to get out, I guess. But we'll at some point very, very soon meet. We're doing a 5-day period. We'll see how that goes. And if it goes well, we're going to end up with settling this. Otherwise, we'll just keep bombing our little hearts out.
Who is Steve Witkoff speaking with, Mr. President?
A top person. Don't forget, we've wiped out the leadership phase 1, phase 2, and largely phase 3. But we're dealing with the man who I believe is...
And we saw this clip a little bit earlier in the show, so we'll jump ahead here. Because it was just bonkers.
A statement made, but we haven't. We don't know if he's living. But the people that seem to be running it, and they seem that based on really fact, because things they've said have taken place.
Mr. President,
I can't.
Mr. President, I know you've deployed...
Because I don't want him to be killed. Okay? I don't want him to be killed.
Mr. President, you've deployed...
Nobody wants to be that. Nobody wants that job right now, you know? Nobody's exactly looking forward to being the head of that particular country, but perhaps we'll be able to solve that problem.
Nobody's looking forward to being the head of that particular country. Has he already forgotten what country he's talking about? That's a really weird phrasing. It's a really weird phrasing. If you know what country you're talking about.
Mr. President, you've deployed ICE agents to American airports today. Newsmax, sir.
Here we go.
You've deployed ICE.
You're not doing a very good job.
Who are you with? Newsmax, sir. You're not doing a very good job. All he said was you've deployed ICE agents to American airports. Like, this is how you can tell. Look, one, he's not made up. 2, he looks tired as fuck. 3, he's very belligerent and he's just lashing out. He's like a toddler who hasn't had their nappy yet. You know, like, he's absolutely, like, just crashing out. He doesn't know what to do, and he's irritated that he even has to do this.
You're not doing a good job. Did you hear me? Okay, go ahead.
What exactly do you want from these talks?
Taking CNN over Newsmax. You believe
What exactly
it?
are you looking for in these talks, Mr. President?
We're looking for all of the things that we've been talking about. We want to see no nuclear bomb, no nuclear weapon, not even close to it. Low key on the missiles. We want to see peace in the Middle East. We want
low key on the missiles? Like, wait, you can have a little missiles as a treat? Just a little missiles.
The nuclear dust, we're going to want that, and I think we're going to get that. We've agreed to that. Yeah, we've agreed to that.
The nuclear dust. Fuck, man. Oh, God. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You're gonna have to be fucking labeling the different rooms on Air Force One by the time he's done with this conversation.
Enrich uranium before you can end this.
And we want no enrichment, but we also want the enriched uranium. If this happens...
No sleep, angry tantrum, poopy diaper me thinks those baby Trump parades around the world were a prophecy.
No kidding. Man.
It's a great start for Iran to...
Nostradamus, indeed.
...to build itself back, and it's everything that we want. And it's also great for Israel, and it's great for the other Middle Eastern countries. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, all of them. Kuwait and Bahrain in particular. So it's great for all of them.
Mr. President, do you still need $200 billion?
It's always nice to have.
Like, you guys see what I mean, right? Like, you guys see what I mean. This is crazy. This is fucking nuts. Well, $200 billion. It's always nice to have, am I right? Yeah, I guess. It would be pretty nice to have $200 billion, right? I'd love it. Give me $200 billion. If the only litmus test we're using is whether it'd be nice to have, well, then sign me up, Chief. Like, I'll take the $200 billion for the team.
It's always nice to have. It's a very inflamed world, and the Democrats inflame it. You know,
this is like, either you need $200 billion to wage a colossal war, or you don't. Like, pick a lane.
Actually, the Democrats inflame it. Let me just talk about the others. So ICE has done very well. I've requested. Now, you know, I'm a big believer that they should be able to wear masks when they go and hunt down, murderers, criminals, and others. But for purposes of the airport, I've requested that they take off the mask. I don't like it for the airport.
Okay, when you're in the airports, don't wear the masks. Okay? Don't wear the masks. Other cops might think that you are trying to hijack planes. Okay? And you might get shot. We do not want other cops shooting at you. Okay? We don't want that happening. All right? I'm telling you, don't wear the masks in the airports. It will scare people. It'll scare people, folks. But when they're outside the airports, put on the masks. Because when you're outside with guns, running around, not identifying yourself, not gonna scare people, folks. Not gonna scare people.
And I believe they are willing to do that.
Mr. President, I wear masks, not at the airport, but they need to do it when they're out in the country.
The people coming into the airport, typically speaking, aren't murderers, killers, drug dealers, etc.
Unlike people on the street. If people are on the street, they're obviously like a drug dealing murderer killer, and they need to be treated as such. If you are on the street instead of in a gas-guzzling American car, then clearly you're a murderer, rapist, killer.
There may be a few of them, but there are many. There are people that want to come into the country, or that people want to leave the country, go into maybe their home country. So I didn't think it was an appropriate look for an airport. I think it's a very appropriate look when they're...
Yeah, America. Very famously, killers did not get onto planes. Hey guys, just very, very famously, most of the people going there aren't killers, murderers, rapists. You know, most of them going there are just like trying to get on planes, you know, like they're just trying to live their lives, which is why we need to send ICE there to stop them from living their lives. Like, dude, is it an existential threat that like ICE needs to like save us from the murdering killer rapists that you're saying immigrants are? Or are airports really, really safe that murderers, killers, rapists don't go to? Like, what? Pick a lane, bro.
Out on the street trying to find one of the 11,888 murderers that Sleepy Joe Biden led into our country.
Elon Musk, sir.
Last year you gave a $10,000 bonus. Sorry. Last year you gave a $10,000 bonus to Tuesday workers who kept showing up to work during the shutdown. Will you do that again?
Well, it could happen. It's amazing. There are people that are really, really loyal and great, and it's not easy for them. And this is all caused by the Democrats. Just so you know, all this money was approved. Everything was approved. This is done. The Democrats went in, and they want to have radical left lunatics come into our country. They want to have drug dealers. They want to have murderers come into our country. They want to have open borders, and we're not letting it happen. That's what this is all about. They don't want voter ID. They don't want proof of citizenship. They don't want mail-in ballots. They're so corrupt. What they want, the only thing they want is mail-in ballots. So we all...
The only thing Democrats want, it's sick. Mail-in ballots. How are you going to fit a whole mail into a ballot? Like, I've known a few males in my time. I knew this one male, Bubba, okay, could never fit him into a ballot. It is evil to try and put a male into a ballot, I tell you what. All right? Ballots were made only for women. Women-only ballots. All right? I've seen so many beautiful ballot performances. I've seen so many beautiful, like, women doing ballots. But male ballots, never again in Trump's America. Never again.
Also added, as you know, into the Save America Act. And it's called Save America. It's not the Save Act. But we added no transgender mutilization of our children.
Yeah, he also, Donald Trump votes via mail-in ballot. Like, I'm pretty sure someone did, wait. Oh my god. Literally, today, the president's decision to vote by mail comes as he pushes a sweeping bill to reform balloting nationwide. Oh my god. The Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections website indicates that Trump, who's registered to vote at his Mar-a-Lago estate on Palm Beach, voted by mail ballot in a special election between Democrat Emily Gregory and Republican John Maples for a seat in the state legislature. A spokesperson for the office confirmed to Washington Post that the information on the site is accurate. He voted in Tuesday's special election by mail. I can't believe it. Oh my god. Like, this, guys, the same day he did this interview, he voted by mail. I can't believe it. Holy moly.
And no men in women's sports.
Elon Musk, if these talks go well, and you reach...
I don't think he's going to be a Newsmax club.
It's called a mandate, folks. It's what I did with Bubba a few times back in the 80s. All right, it was very experimental. David Bowie told me to do it. I thought I was being cool at the time. If you got anything out of this segment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, click the buttons. They help the channel grow, and consider leaving a comment. Comments longer than 8 words really help the channel and the algorithm for whatever reason. And also, folks, get organized. We need people to infiltrate and take over the Democratic Party. Join your local Democratic Party. Make them more progressive. Build up our organizational capacity. Join your local DSA. Get involved with organizing working people in your local area. It's vitally important that we all step up and do our parts in this capacity. All right? So if you need help doing that, we have people here who can help you get started. So join our Discord, reach out to GamerG for help getting involved and making your DSA more effective. And reach out to Dragonfly for help making your local Dems more effective and also more progressive, because we need to kick out these corporate stooges who are taking huge amounts of money from corporate interests. They are destroying our democracy, and we cannot allow that on the local, state, or national level anymore. Also, last but not least, check out ImogeneOlivia.com. Gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes, also tested with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks. It is non-tucking lingerie. It is comfortable. It will fit. And it is also sexy and elegant. So check it out. ImogeneOlivia.com. Link down in the description. And let's keep on going.
Riverboat Jack is going to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube and Swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack.